you what, guys, my neck is killing me. Must be the weight of this medal. Hey! Oh, Anna, it's a bit hot in here, not gonna lie. Hey! So yes, I'm officially a half Ironwoman. So after all that training, here's a rundown of the entire experience. And believe me, there were some downs as well as ups. Let's get into it. We arrived on Friday evening, as for us it's quite a big drive, and you register, rack your bike and bags on the Saturday. Also, it gave us a bit more time to recce everything and soak up the atmosphere. So at registration, you take your ID, ticket QR code and your race pass. Hello, you're right.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good? I'm good, yeah, it's all getting a bit real now, isn't it?
Very real, yes.
Yeah, there's my ID and my race passes.
Thank you.
There.
Oh, you're well organised.
Oh yeah, printed it all.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, that's neat. Oh, proud. And then you get given your bib, bags, backpack, stickers and t-shirt. Oh, so thank you so much, thank you. Backpack! Your bib number is allocated on the day, which ordinarily doesn't make a difference, but more on that later. Then we had a look around the gift shop. You could spend a lot of money, couldn't you? Yeah. And the finish line. Yeah, you'll probably see me going through there tomorrow. Time of 4 hours 20, I reckon. Yeah.
4:20.
As if. Well, we're here, we've registered, we've got our backpacks, the famous backpack. But oh, what's happening? Been recognised a few times, not gonna lie, guys. We headed back to the B&B to pack our bags. I'm a child. You get a blue bag to put the stuff in you'll need for your bike leg and a red bag for the run leg.
Do I wear my new merch?
You drop that off on Saturday, so the day before the event, but you can obviously add anything you might have forgotten into your bags or onto your bike on the event morning too. There's also a white bag for any clothes and bits that you want for afterwards, and you hand that in just before the start. So all packed up, we headed over to rack our bikes.
It's going in, no going back now.
All that was left to do was to have a nice chilled day, eat some food and try and stay calm enough to have a good night's sleep. All was going well until we got an email at 7 PM that the swim had been cancelled, and I won't sugarcoat it, I was gutted and, to be honest, a bit livid.
Swim's been cancelled. They're not cheap, it's 400 quid to enter. To buy a bike, to do all this stuff, all the endless training, all the endless hours and things, and then I've done a duathlon.
I know things are done for safety, however, calling it so early when all the weather reports said that the weather was improving, it felt like they were pulling the plug before even giving it a chance. Had they said on the evening, look, prepare that we might be cancelling the swim tomorrow, we'll let you know in the morning when we've assessed it, I wouldn't have been so mad, but pulling it 12 hours before, it just felt like we're not going to get the full experience now. I'm in a big group chat with other people doing the event and they were all gutted as well. Everyone's putting in all this training, some people had learnt to swim, never mind the cost of going swimming. Yeah, it sucked. And then to wake up to the flatter sea and not even a breeze, it did rub salt in the wounds. So part of the decision was apparently because weather was getting worse later on in the day and they didn't want people on the bikes when it got really bad, which I get, but because they then pushed the start back later and the time it took to get everyone out on the bikes, people that were in the 2000s, they just had to wait like God knows how long before they could go. I didn't actually start my bike until 8:25. Now in the swim, even if I started at 7:30 or even just after that, I would have been on my bike by that point anyway. And there was still another 1,500 people to set off. So people didn't really understand the reasoning at all, like it made no sense. And I'll be honest, the vibe, it wasn't the vibe that we were expecting, you know, we didn't get to have that like glory of the start of the swim, everyone cheering and music, and we were robbed of that. We were, like, weirdly, I think I kind of slept better the night before because I was a bit like, well, I'm not doing the whole thing now, so what's the point? So to try and mentally get my head back in the game was quite hard, but I woke up and just tried to think, like, let's just give it your best and give it the absolute everything on the bike and the run that you can now. Without the swim, it's still 69.1 out of the 70.3 miles. So if anyone watching is going to be like, you're not really half Ironman, believe me, nobody is more disappointed or feels more cheated than we do. So if you think that, you can kindly off. So this time in the morning, we had to head down and go straight to transition, which was pretty chaotic, to be honest, with all these people just in the tent trying to get ready at the same time. It was, pretty chaotic. And before you know it, that's it, I was off. And I immediately forgot to start my Garmin, so I had to quickly stop and start that. But yeah, I was going on the seafront, biking past all the people cheering. That was really exciting.
Go, Tom.
And yeah, before I knew it, I was cruising along at 34 kilometres per hour. So I was just bombing it along. And the first hill starts at the spy ship. I feel like that hill actually went quicker than I thought it was going to. And to be honest, the whole course just went quicker than I thought. Like, I remember when we recce'd the course back in May, I was still obviously very new to cycling then, but I remember thinking the rolling hills felt really, really difficult. But I don't know, with just adrenaline or the excitement of the day, they didn't feel as difficult. And well, I guess my legs have got stronger, so that's good. By the 30 kilometre mark, I was doing 30 kilometres per hour. I was like, I did not expect to be going this quick. I managed to not stop at all. I grabbed bottles from the aid stations on the move. I ate everything, drank and consumed all my gels without stopping. And I remember feeling really, really proud then about how far I'd come from the girl who not that long ago could barely take a sip of water out of her bottle without nearly crashing. Yay! In the entire bike journey, I just thoroughly enjoyed myself. I even got up to speeds of 60 kilometres per hour at some points. I was just bombing it down the hills in like aero position, all tucked up and flat. And that was really fun. When the hills came, I was just attacking them and really, really powering up them. So Revels Hill is the big boy at 60 km. And when I got to that, I remember thinking, oh God, I've forgotten how hard this is. And to be honest, halfway up, I was like, oh, have I gone a bit hot on this bike? Have I left enough in my legs? I was a little bit like, oh, am I going to get up it? But I was determined, and I did. Got up it in one go. And at the top, when I got to the aid station, again, I just grabbed my bottle on the move because I knew that there was just a lot of downhill to come. So I just was like, yes, right. Let's go flying again. My aim for the bike leg time was under 4 hours because with the 1,000 metres elevation, I thought I'd probably be working out about 23, 24 kilometres per hour overall. So to clock in at a time of 3 hours and 17 minutes, I was just blown away with myself. Genuinely, I did not expect to have done it that quickly. My time worked out an average about 28 kilometres per hour, over 90k. That is like, I'm genuinely really proud of myself for that. I can't believe how far I've come in cycling. And to do it in that time, I am proper chuffing myself. Yay! Tom absolutely flew on the bike course as well. He unfortunately got a puncture at 80k on a hill, so that added about, he reckons, 10-15 minutes to his time. Without his puncture, he would have done the bike in like 2:40, which is absolutely incredible. So for the last section, heading along the seafront, I was just mentally getting ready in my mind, like thinking, okay, what order do I take everything off so I could make my transition as smooth as possible. I got off my bike, racked it up, and then did a little awkward little run in my little cleat shoes to the transition tent. My hands were actually really cold by this point. I didn't realise how cold they were. So that was really, really fiddly, but yeah, shoes off, I swapped my socks, I put some knee braces on because my knees were actually starting to really hurt, and yeah, helmet off, hat on, out the door to do the final leg. I did T2 in 4 minutes and 56 seconds. The first few kilometres didn't feel too bad. I think my splits were between like 5:16 and 5:40 kilometre pace, which, you know, it was pretty quick. That didn't last long. After that, I was pretty much in the 6-minute kilometre pace for the rest of it, and I even got down to like nearly 7 at some points. But you know what? I didn't stop. I just kept moving, and by that point, that was my aim. Just keep ploughing forward, however long it takes, just keep going. About halfway around, the weather did then turn, so it was really windy and really, really rainy. The rain was just torrential. But I didn't mind the rain, to be honest, because I was at that point just every aid station just tipping water down myself. So the rain was good. The rain cooled me down. So pain-wise, my backs and my knees were hurting, and at kilometre 16, my ankle just, you know, when it feels like it's just gonna go, when you get that horrible cramp, like you can't put any more weight on it, started getting that feeling, and I was just like, no, come on, body, please, just get me through. I kept thinking of Goggins, and if he can run on broken legs, then I can run on whatever the hell is wrong with my ankle. Grin and bear it and get through it. Tom was also in a lot of pain on the run. I think his back was giving him a lot of jip from being in the aero tri position for so long. But again, he was the same as me, just whatever it takes, just get through it. The support of people on the course really, really helped so much. So thank you to everyone in Weymouth who was there cheering everyone on. When you hear your name get called out, when you're in a world of pain, it really just gives you that extra boost. So considering how bad the weather was, thank you all so much for being there and cheering everybody on. It makes a massive, massive difference.
Come on, Becca! You can do it!
Hey, have fun. Come on, keep going.
As I approached the last turning, it dawned on me, I was like, oh my God, I've done it, it's over, yay! My time for the run was 2 hours, 10 minutes and 28 seconds. And when I got to that red carpet, I just loved every second. I was so proud of myself. Like, this is definitely the hardest physical thing I've ever done in my life. And all the hours of training have been worth it, and crossing that line was just such an amazing feeling, and one I won't be forgetting in a hurry.
We did
Well done.
Well done, well done, well done. Oh, fucking hell.
Hey, well done.
Where'd you get these from? We did it! I am broken as a human being.
So my overall time was 5 hours, 32 minutes and 39 seconds, which I am so happy with. And although I am annoyed that I will never know now what I would have done it in with the swim, I can make a guess. So I've always swam the distance in 45 minutes, and that's without pushing it. That is just a comfortable pace for me to do that distance in. So let's add 45 minutes for that, and then a very generous half an hour for like transition and a bit of fatigue. I still would have done it in 6 hours 45, and my goal was always to try and do it in under 7. Realistically though, based on how I did on the other two, I think I would have done it in probably nearer to 6.5 hours, which I would have been absolutely over the moon with. So I'll never know, but I think it's confident to say I would have done it in that, and regardless, I'm so happy with my time. Overall, despite the swim saga, I had an amazing time. We met some cool new friends who are staying at the same place as us, and we're also doing the event. So shout out to James and Matt, who by the way also has a YouTube channel, which is wicked. It's got wild camping, boating videos, all sorts of fun stuff. So definitely check that out. Shout out to Andy and Lisa at the Vegan B&B. They were amazing. They were so helpful and just went above and beyond looking after us all. I'd also like to give a shout out to Tom McFadden for setting up the Instagram group chat. That was really helpful, having so many people to talk to about it and experience all the trial and tribulations together. And to everyone in that chat, you're all brilliant, well done for smashing it, we did it! And again, thank you to our families for coming along. It made such a difference having you there, and to everybody who was supporting in the crowd, it makes such a difference. And thank you of course to the team on the day that were handing out the bottles, the aid stations, all of that. Thank you so much for all your help. So what now? I mean, the swim cancellation in Weymouth is like 2 out of 3 years now, so I won't be doing the Weymouth course, which is a shame because the bike and run was brilliant. I think it's just too much of a risk for me personally. I think I would rather do one with a lake swim potentially, because surely they don't get cancelled. Don't know. Where we live is very close to the outlaw event, so maybe that's one I would like to do. Right now I'm like, do I want to do another one? But I know I kind of do want to do the whole thing, so yeah, I might look into the outlaw half. I also really enjoyed the cycling racing aspect a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I'd be a little bit scared, like going downhill, passing people, but I loved it. I was just like, new, new. So I might look into more cycling events. Tom's got one this weekend. He's doing a 100-mile sportif in the Peak District with 3,000 metres elevation, so 3 times what we did. So best of luck to you. But I definitely have at least one challenge booked in, which is on October 22nd, so very soon. On a whim on holiday, we looked on the High Rocks website. Now, I've done a few of these before. I've done 3 individual ones, and then last year me and Tom did a mixed doubles, and that was really fun. So for those that don't know, High Rocks is like a mixed discipline event. There's 8 kilometres of running and 8 like strength stations. So you run for a kilometre, do a strength, run for a kilometre, do a strength thing. So I love that. I love the variety of it. I really do love the event. But they started allocating tickets to affiliated gyms, which really did cause a bit of a stink up, especially because people were like, your slogan is a sport for everyone, but now selling 75% of your tickets in some cases to allocated gyms, which were a lot more expensive than like Pure Gym, for example. It got impossible to get tickets for, which is why out of the 4 I've done, 3 of them have been abroad because they were just easier to get tickets for. So yeah, the fact that there was tickets for the Birmingham event, we were just like, well, we can't not be rude not to. There was no individual tickets left, but there was still some mixed doubles tickets left. And like I say, we had a right laugh last time, so we've got to do it. We've got to give it another go. So yes, that is my next challenge. I'll definitely be making videos on that, so stay tuned. In the meantime, if there's any events that you think I might like, let me know in the comments. If you did Weymouth, let me know how you got on, and well done, you absolutely smashed it. Whatever you did, well done for getting through it. I hope you're wearing your medal around the house. As ever, thank you so much for watching and being on this journey with me. Stay tuned for what I get up to next, and I'll see you next time.